Benji Marshall is one of the most exciting and entertaining players to ever play rugby league. Who can forget that flick pass to Pat Richards in the 2005 Grand Final? But despite having played over 300 NRL matches and being a household name, there's plenty of things you might not know about the Kiwi legend. Before we get on to the video, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Sporting News Australia YouTube channel, as we bring you all the best sporting content from around Australia. Here are the top 10 things you probably didn't know about Benji Marshall. Number 1. Benji Marshall could have played for Australia. That's right, one of the Kiwis' best ever halves could have been repping the green and gold. Marshall represented the Australian schoolboys back in 2003, but after a consultation with his mother, he decided he wanted to play for New Zealand instead. Number 2. Marshall was almost a Canberra Raider. While Benji Marshall has become synonymous with the West Tigers, that club was very nearly the Canberra Raiders. When Marshall first moved to Canberra Park High School, the school was linked with the Canberra Raiders. 3 months later, the club pulled out of the partnership and were replaced by the West Tigers. Imagine what could have been. Number 3. The Broncos turned down the chance to sign Marshall as a teenager. At a schoolboy carnival, Marshall was pointed out by his school coach to Brisbane Broncos officials. They turned him down. Although he did end up at the club for one season in 2017, I wonder if the Broncos are regretting that decision now. Number 4. Marshall almost missed out on his debut. When Tim Sheens called Benji Marshall back in 2003 that he was going to make his debut, he didn't believe the coach and swore at him. Sheens called him back and told him, "If you hang up again, you're going to regret it." The next week, Marshall made his NRL debut in round 20 against the Newcastle Knights, coming on as a fullback in a resounding 52-12 victory at Campbelltown Stadium. Number 5. Shoulder surgery almost ruined the 2005 fairytale. Benji was set to have shoulder surgery prior to the 2005 season that would have put him on the shelf for an extended period of time, but he opted against it. The rest, as they say, is history, with the West Tigers winning their maiden premiership that year. Number 6. Benji's switcheroo to avoid the media. In 2007, before he went in to have shoulder surgery, Marshall pulled an old Swiftie on the media to avoid their attention. He got West Tigers teammate Jamal Alisi to drive his car while Jamal took the keys to Benji's vehicle. It worked a treat, Benji sneaking in unnoticed. Number 7. Leading from the front. Marshall has captained 20 games for New Zealand, the most of any player. He also captained the first ever All-Stars winning side back in 2012, a true leader among men. Number 8. The Golden Boy. Marshall became just the third Kiwi to win the Golden Boot Award in 2010. Hugh McGahn in 1987 and Stacey Jones in 2002 were the only ones to do it before him. He is also still the only West Tigers player to ever win the award. Number 9. Change of colours brought Benji plenty of success. After a difficult stint in rugby in New Zealand, Marshall came back to the NRL via the St George Illawarra Dragons. He played 54 matches for the Dragons across 3 seasons, and he also had his equal best finish on the Dally M leaderboard in 2015 when he came second. Number 10. Benji Marshall, the Prankster. During the 2008 World Cup camp, the New Zealand squad picked names out of a hat, and whoever you picked, you got to dress them for a charity event. Marshall pulled out Wayne Bennett's name and made the super coach wear women's clothes. Sounds like some incredible spirit in that team, and no wonder they won the World Cup that year. That's 10 things you probably didn't know about Benji Marshall.